Let's watch this one. It's by Rivergrit, and it's called The End of PVE Events. And then we're gonna watch the big one. So this one is a 5-minute video, and let's see what he has to say here.
PVE only events in
HD, please.
Star Citizen just don't work, and in some fashion, I think CIG can agree as well. In fact, as of just recently, CIG mentioned a few things that would lead me to believe PVE only events are a thing of the past. There are two different types of Star Citizen players. There's ones that play by the book, your basic typical PVE player, and then there's the kind that like to create their own game loop. They play off script, and they crave more of a challenge. Most of these players are your PvP players, criminals, and pirates. But there's one thing that's obvious, and it's that these players just don't mix well at all. So couple them with a server-wide event and someone is bound to get mad. Forcing these two types of players to play the same event together just doesn't work. Take Xenothreat for example. It's shown me that one competent pilot can solo 12 PU pilots easily. It's a murder hobo's dream, a melting pot of all skill levels, and the rare opportunity that brings everybody on one server.
But you know what? At that point, why would you even do that? Because it's the same as the same pilot going for PVE, because that's how bad those pilots on Xenothreat are.
That brings everybody on one server together at one location. But let's face it, one well-coordinated PvP org can ruin it for everyone. Siege of Orison has the same problems as well. You're bound to find players who are just looking to kill you. The funny part is, CIG doesn't care. They're not going to ban these players either. Here's the thing, you think you signed up for a PvE only event, but in all reality,
that's the same guy.
Players out there that want to create their own game loop, and their game loop is to kill you. And honestly, they're not doing anything wrong. See, you have fun doing missions that tell you what to do. Do this, drop off that. But these guys just don't want to be told what to do. They like creating scenarios that can't be scripted, that are off the cuff. You can't cry about it either because the devs said it was an event that's optional to PvP. Now let me stop my crying and explain the only way to fix this problem, and it's to make the events playable for both the lawful and the criminals. Jumptown and the Nine Tails Blockade are the only events that offer this, both giving you the opportunity to accept a contract as either a lawful citizen or a criminal.
But all of that said, no, there is no PvE there though, right?
I think CIG is going to come to realize that Siege of Orison and Xenothreat are never going to be truly a PvE event. And they're going to implement a system just like Jumptown, where you can take the mission as a criminal or as a lawful person, and both sides are going to end up fighting each other. Literally the only way to get rid of PvP in Siege of Orison is like to make it an armistice zone, where I shoot another player but it doesn't even hurt him.
Yeah.
That's so dumb. I don't think CIG is ever going to go there. And with them mentioning that there's going to be Nine Tails rep soon, I mean, that only makes me think that Siege of Orison is going to turn into the same thing as Jumptown. So for all the Care Bears out there who want to run at the first sight of PvP, I'd brace yourself. I do want to take a step back and cover something that I think everybody can get behind. Do you remember that money glitch in 3.18 and 3.18.1? What was the reason?
No, because most of us didn't play it because it was completely like broken. The whole patch was just broken.
It a frenzy of cargo haulers and a rise in piracy. It made the community realize that huge payouts with high risk was worth it and fun. It evolved its own game loop for both pirates and cargo haulers, not to mention corporations. It was enough money that you could afford to hire escorts, and called for more strategic group play where you and your crew created your own way to beat the odds, whether you're a pirate or a cargo hauler. Let me repeat that. Created your own way and own path to beat the odds. That's why we love Star Citizen. I mean, no other game has this. So this is what Star Citizen needs. It needs true dynamic events. Give players the option.
Oh, okay. So I think he was talking about 317 and 317.1 when there was like a exploit, like buying, what was it, audio visual equipment at Microtech and going and selling it on Orison. You make like 200% profit margin, which was amazing. But then again, it was super risky because the pirates also knew about this, so you would get interdicted and killed. So yeah.
On massive loot, but make it really risky for both sides. Now, obviously.
Exactly, that's what needs to happen. That's what DayZ is doing. That is exactly what DayZ is doing. You can go there, you can get some really good loot, but you got to know other people are going to go there, or maybe they're not, like, for example, on some servers you have traders, and the zone around the trader like encampment, whatever, is going to be like an arms zone, right? You can't shoot there, you can't kill people and all that. But once you leave that, there could be some people just making an ambush in the woods, taking your shit. That's what people do. So Star Citizen needs to do something like that.
Honestly, the criminal payout would be higher because it's riskier. If someone kills you, you're going to jail, and it could take up to 30 minutes.
You got 120 million. I got $1 billion, dude. I got $1 billion, and I gave everyone that I knew the money because it was just fun.
To the event, if not longer.
And that's why they wiped
us,
that basically.
To both sides will just give PvPers more things to do, and it'll keep them occupied. Because honestly, at this rate, the only thing for us to do at Siege of Orison and Xenothreat is just kill everyone. I'd like to see more dynamic events, simple ones too. I mean, ones that happen maybe every week.
But see, the issue is those shouldn't be really like called dynamic events, because they're not dynamic events. They're actually how the game is like it's a game mechanic. So currently, you probably saw my video. It got really popular. But like the next day, with like the salvage contracts and just like taking the cargo, you could earn a lot of money by doing that. But the next day they fucking like nerfed it to the ground, and you can't do that anymore. Now, in the video itself, I said, look, I know that it looks broken, but listen, now that everybody knows about this, you have only 3 locations, well, 4 including like Grimhacks, where you can sell some of the stuff, but like 3 locations that you can sell the best stuff and get like the best prices. Those 3 locations could be camped by other players, waiting for the guy that like took all the shit and hauled it all the way back, and just take his stuff and sell it for like and get the money for themselves, right? So that's a way to get all of this working. Like, it's a game mechanic, and people are gonna want to do that, and they're gonna want to spend time and wait for an hour at Brios or whatever. Sit there for an hour, 2 hours, until somebody arrives with a whatever caterpillar full of loot, hull A, whatever. It doesn't matter. It could be a Cuddy Black. If you had like 3-4 green crates, you could have like $1 million inside a Cuddy, right? So those people would just like spend an hour, 2 hours waiting for somebody to arrive, and then maybe take their shit. Maybe not, because they might get also smoked, right? So that's how a good game should work. But no, instead, CAG just like nerfed it, and that's it. For what reason? For one reason. And then all of those people that want a PvP, they are just gonna go to like events. But even if you have this that I just talked about, like game mechanics that work like this in the game, you're still gonna have PvPers going on to into the PvE events, and that also needs to be fixed. So you gotta give them the unlawful type of a mission for the event itself. But the game mechanic of piracy and taking stuff from people, so like in DayZ, for example, it's such a great feeling of killing somebody or raiding somebody or a bigger org and getting all of their shit, because you didn't go there and collect that. You didn't spend like a week, 2 weeks, a month collecting all of that on your own. They did. And you just took it for yourself. It's a great feeling. Especially if you kill the guy, right? Like if you're better than a better player than the guy that you're like looting. But there's a weird noise here. I don't even know what it is. If you're raiding and nobody's in the base, yeah, you just like feel like shit. Yeah, it's fun getting their stuff, but it's also like, what's the point, right? So Star Citizen could have that like excitement, like it's really exciting. It's really good for gameplay, especially the PvP gameplay. If you're taking somebody's stuff, it is bad for the person that lost the stuff, but that person at some point will take the stuff from another person, right? So it's an endless loop, but that's how the game is supposed to be played, right?
It might last for 20 minutes. It would bring everybody together and start a frenzy. Like, for example, say there was a system glitch due to Ninetales, but this glitch doubled the buying price at all the salvage yards. It would almost act like a jump town at each moon. Or say you get a ping from the UEE and the Ninetales have a caterpillar full of refined quant just sailing through Crusader. It's your job to find it, and if you find it first and blow it up, then you get to keep all the quant, but then you're going to have probably campers trying to take the quant when you're trying to sell it. So, I mean, I think all these random things...
This is something that I was talking about during
Salty
Mike stream. When did he post this video? 1 month ago.
Dynamic.
Okay.
The current events that just say, go here, shoot that boss, and you win. I mean, there's nothing dynamic about that. All in all, playing with a group is some of the most fun you can have in the game, and I think CIG needs more events like this. However, I'd like to see them cater to both criminals and lawful players. And the best part about it is, it'll create new game loops, and who knows, it might even make some ships that are pretty much useless right now usable again. But as of this very moment,
Prowler,
PvE only
really?
events will not work, especially
so.
if the PvPers are not occupied, because right now it's like shooting fish in a barrel. I'm Rivergrit, thanks for watching, and if I see you in the verse, then GG's in advance.
Alright, it was a good video. Let me share it with you guys. Star Citizen needs instances for events. So what are you talking about? Like, I don't understand that. Why do you say that? Well, like different servers for events. Why though? It was a good video. We're gonna watch this one now, I guess. It's an hour long, so go to the bathroom now. But yeah, like why do you say that we need like instances, like different servers for events? I don't get it. And they could via the arena menus, like Grumpy said. Well, see, no, I'm not gonna do it at 1.5 because I'm not gonna catch all the things that he's gonna say. But they could do yeah. So what I said is like Xenothreat is fucking pointless now because it is basically what they showcased in the Arena Commander video, right? And it's gonna be more fun for you to do that because you're gonna be surrounded by PVE, like NPCs and all of that. You're not gonna have an issue of another player ramming you, unless you're playing with a group, right? So that's why. And also your frame rate is probably going to get better, like it's probably going to be better than in the PU. And in the end, it's just not a fun event. Like the PU event is just not fun. Honestly. I'm not saying that like having wave-based gameplay is going to be more fun, but it is going to be the same. So why have a Xenothreat at all? Honestly, I think that like Xenothreat offers nothing to the players. After you've played it once and after you saw firstly how broken it is, but even if you don't see how broken it is because you're just like focused on on how big is the javelin and the Idris and all of that, you're just gonna see that like like nothing is happening. Like it's just boring. I have a video of me playing where is it? So this is me playing, what's it called? Yeah, you can't even see my camera. Let me get rid of this. So this is me playing what is it, Xenothreat during one of the events. Maneuver with the vulture anymore. But yeah, this is the most exciting event in the game ever. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but like, come on, what is this shit? Right? This is just boring. Honestly, this is just boring. So we need something else. It's fine. It's like fine and nice when you see it the first time, but like the next time when you see it, it's just like whatever, dude. Honestly, whatever. You get to see capital ships shoot each other. Yeah, at like 3 FPS, and also boring. And I'm not saying like we need more eye candy, right? Because I guess there's enough of eye candy, but the engagements themselves are just boring.